All right, so go ahead and come into a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. If you wanted to cross your legs, make sure they're not stacking. One is in front of the other. Actually, do the strange leg in front, whatever that means to you. Whatever leg is normally in front, go ahead and put the opposite one in front today. We'll start just by trying to ground down. You can close your eyes, you can lower your gaze. You can take your palms and place them on your knees. You can feel that string pulling you up to the center of your head, nice and tall, opening up the space between each vertebrae. Drawing your attention down to your lower half. Your sit bones are nice and sturdy, planted into the ground, rooted nice and stable. Your ankles are touching the mat, maybe your knees are hovering and your calves are touching the mat, whatever you're at. Wherever your legs are touching the mat, just make sure they're nice and rooted in, feel nice and strong in that connection. Have to pay attention to your breath. No need to judge or change it. Just pay attention to what it's doing. And begin to deepen your breath. Inhaling all the way down through the lungs into the diaphragm, filling up the bottom, low belly with oxygen. And exhaling out. Starting at that low belly, working your way through the chest, back to the throat, out through the nostrils. Do a few more rounds of breath like that. Can you feel your palms pressing into your knees? Can you feel like you're one shape? Like if any energy was escaping through your palms, it would go straight back into your knees. Can you imagine your breaths are moving like a current through that shape? Maybe they start in your right hand, inhaling all the way across your shoulders into the other hand, down through the legs, maybe through the body as well. Can you imagine each exhale takes the opposite path of whatever you chose? Can you imagine each inhale bringing energy and life through your body? Whatever shape you choose. Each exhale removing all of the negativity, anxiety, stress, bad stuff. Each inhale tracing that path through the body. Each exhale tracing the opposite. Take a few rounds of lion's breath. Gently open your eyes or leave them closed if you're prepared for what is to come. Each inhale will inhale through our nostrils. We'll exhale out through the mouth, sticking out the tongue, forcefully letting out that lion's breath. If you would like, you can join your arms in the ceremony, stretching them out on your inhale, and exhale to bring them up to bicep arms. We're going to inhale for lion's breath, and exhaling now. Inhaling once again. A forceful exhale. Again. Inhaling long arms. Exhaling. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhaling, nice long arms. Exhaling, lion's breath. 1 more, inhaling, long arms. Exhaling, forceful lion's breath. Release your arms. You can roll your shoulders out in any direction you would like. Treat it both directions. You can switch the crossing of your legs. You can gently open your eyes or raise. All that force and power from our lion's breath and put it into our practice. Go ahead and switch the crossing of your legs if I didn't already say that. Then we'll start just by lifting the arms up, melting those shoulders down the back, stretching those fingers out in all directions, popping the ribs back in. And we'll go to one side, placing that hand on the mat, reaching your other arm over, making sure your shoulder is not scrunching your ear. On your next exhale, bring our shoulder down to the knee. Inhaling back up. Exhaling down. Inhaling back up. 1 more like that. Exhaling. And inhaling back up. From here, we'll come back to our center, melt those shoulders down, pop those ribs back in, and tuck the other side down, reaching that arm over top. Not just feeling the stretch in your arm, but feeling it in those intercostal muscles between each rib. Making sure that sit bone is glued to the mat. So you can really find length in between each rib. On your next exhale, we'll fold forward, bringing that shoulder to. Inhaling back up. Exhaling down. Inhaling back up. Exhaling down. Inhaling back up. From here, we'll bring those arms back up top. Bring them down in our cartoon cactus arms, and we're just gonna flash our fingers for a few seconds. Just a nice, good flashing of your hands in this position. You can make muscles with your arms if that feels good for you, but this is mostly about the tendons and the not muscly parts that I can't think of right now. Stay with tendons, ligaments, the tendons and the ligaments. My arms are starting to burn right about now. If yours are, that's awesome. If they're not, then you are good at working at a computer. All right, when you've had enough of that, stretch those arms out to the side nice and long. Give some rotation in your shoulders. Maybe your arms are a little tingly here. Maybe they just need a nice relax, a little reset. Bring your arms down to the side. We'll inhale them back up. This time we'll drop one. Actually, we'll drop one arm down over our head. And just gently bring that hand to the side of the head. So you're using only your weight. Pull down on your head. Weight of your hand, not all of your weight. That would be easy. Gently remove your hand from your head, bring your head back up to the center. We'll take the other hand on the other side, gently opening up that neck, using the weight of your hand just to give a little bit of pressure. here, you can drop your hand, drop your chin to your chest. Take a breath here. And on your next inhale, we'll lift the head back up, raise those arms back up in the air. This time, bend one elbow down. You can put the opposite hand over that elbow to help stretch your arm down, or with your ribs in. You can come into your half bind and bring your arm over to the other side. You can grab your t-shirt here, you can grab your hand, you can grab your wrist, whatever's available to you. My fingertips are touching, but that helps a lot. Release your hands, lift them back up so they're up in the air. Tuck those ribs in. Opposite hand comes down. Opposite elbow comes down. Hand placed on elbow. Opposite hand come down. If you'd like to come into your half bind. And bodies are different. This arm, it just occurred to me, by the way, that the reason I have a tight muscle in one of my arms is because this is how I sleep on it. Just occurred to me. Been doing it for 44 years. Just occurred to me. So if you can't maybe reach on one side and you can reach on the other, that's normal. Releasing those arms again, stretching them out to the side. You can pump those wrists. Make those fingers nice and flat. And bring those arms up like you're closing the air between it, like a big book. You're holding that big book above your head here. And we're gonna gently fold forward and place it down. Your spine can be nice and long here. You can be rounded in your spine. Whatever you are more comfortable with. Just a gentle step. Then you can walk those fingertips back up so you're sitting upright. Take those hands behind you so your thumbs are pointed forward towards the front of the mat. And just shine that chest towards the ceiling. If you lift the chin a little bit, maybe you can fold that chest through the arms. And you can release your chest, release your arms. Bring your legs outstretched in front of you. We'll come into a gentle twist. Give your knees a little shake out. We'll hug one leg in nice and tight. Place that foot on the outside of the opposite knee. So that your foot is nice and flat against the mat. Take the opposite arm as leg. Hook that elbow behind the knee and go ahead and twist to the back. Inhaling for a nice long spine. Exhaling to twist. Inhaling a long spine. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale to twist the growth of your spine. On your next exhale, you can do a nice little counter twist to the other side. Maybe hug your knee in again. Maybe sit down, give your feet a shake out before. We'll hug that other knee into the chest nice and place it on the outside of the opposite leg. Bring the opposite arm up nice and high into the air. Bring that elbow down, hook it around the knee, twist it the back. Inhaling, nice long spine. Exhale, twisting. Oh goodness. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, twist the back of the breath. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twist it. On your next exhale, you can do a nice little counter twist to the side. Bring your knees forward. Give a little shake out. And we'll come to a tabletop pose at the center of the mat. Make sure thanks baby girl. Make sure your knees are underneath your hips, your wrists are underneath your shoulders, your spine is nice and neutral here. Do a couple of tucks and tilts with your hips to wake up through your cat cows. And when you've had enough of that, I'm actually going to have you walk your fingertips back so you can sit on your heels. From here, we'll tuck those toes under, help them if you need to. And lastly, another one. And then we're just going to stretch out the toes here. If you're happy here, you can stay. You can always walk your fingertips towards the legs. It's only going to be just nice deep breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to pull on that belly button and lift the waist forward. From here, you can rotate one arm backwards and grab a hold of your ankle, and then windmill the other arm backwards and grab a hold of that second ankle. Shining through the chest here. If you feel the ability, you can always pull that belly button forward if that's unavailable to you, because it doesn't seem to be to me. And then the first arm you windmilled forward, windmill back, and windmill your other guy back. Walk forward so you're in your tabletop pose. Take those toes, go ahead and glue them to the top of the mat. From here, we'll shine the chest forward, drop that udder down, take those hip points straight up into the air. And take a couple of breaths in cow pose. Concentrate on your cow pose. Let's see where you can make your cow pose slightly deeper. Is it in how far your chest is forward? Is it in how deeply dropped your udders are and how highly pointed your hip is? A nice little sink into that, like you've let go of all your strength and you're just putting your body into that shape. On your next exhale, we're gonna push all of that away into your cat-cow pose. Tucking those toes under, maybe tenting those fingertips if you'd like. Really feeling that belly button pull back to the back of the spine. Releasing any tension in your glutes or your jaw. And is there anywhere here you could sink in deep? Is there anywhere here you can make your pose a little bit more cat-like? And if you'd like, you can let all your muscles go and just sink into the pose, whatever that looks like for you. And release your fingers, your hands back down to the mat. The top of the feet back down to the mat. Give your hips a little shake out here. And we'll inhale for cow pose, dropping that udder down, pointing those hip points up into the sky. Exhaling for cat, coming up to those two tented fingers and curled under toes. Inhaling for cow pose, dropping that udder down. Exhaling for cat pose, coming up on those fingertips and tippy toes. Do a few more rounds of breath, your own pace. Linking the movements to your inhales and exhales. Like you can start to introduce S and C curves into the spine. If you want to use your spine like a jump rope. When you're ready to come to stillness, we're gonna step back each foot so you're in a plank pose. Breathing here in plank, pushing the ground away from you. We're gonna lift bum into the air for downward facing dog. You can pedal out through the feet here if you like. Take the pedaling of your feet out to the extreme and roll the toes over. So that's comfortable to you. When you've had enough of that, we'll raise the heels into the air on our inhale. Exhale, pulling the feet down. On your next inhale, we'll lift the right leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open up the hip. From here, if you'd like to, you can drop that foot back behind you and lift your opposite arm. Or rock star. On your next exhale, you can bring your leg back to your downward. Bring those heels back down to the mat. We'll inhale the opposite leg into the air for three-legged dog. Open up those hips, bend the knee. Option to drop the leg back behind you and lift your arm for rock star. On your next exhale, you can come back to your downward facing dog. And when you're ready, you can hop or step up. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Check in with the bottom of your feet. Make sure you're not falling into those arches. Make sure your knees aren't knocking together. Got nice strength on the outer edge of the feet. You're lifting up in your arches and you feel your knees hovering above your ankles here. From here, if you'd like to practice your micro movements with your hips here, you can try tilting and tucking the hips, your micro movements in your foot. Maybe that feels like the hips opening and you're folding. From this forward fold, can you feel the top half of your body pull towards the ground? Can you feel the bottom half of your body pulling towards the ground? Opposite directions, but the same direction. Your knees can be bent as much as you'd like here. Be folded as deeply or as shallowly as you'd like. But see if there's some place you can release within this fold. Can you release in your jaw, back of your neck, maybe your glutes, maybe your shoulders. For your next inhale, we're gonna walk the fingertips up to the shin, into a nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. And on your next inhale, we're gonna gently roll up. So we're in a mountain pose at the front of the mat. Standing in the mountain pose at the front of the mat. Arms are relaxed at your sides. Just do some gentle tucks and tilts with your tailbone here. And we'll go to side, not bringing your knees into it too much. You're trying to isolate the movement within your hips. Bring your knees in a little bit if you can. And then when you're ready, we'll turn that into a diamond shape. Tucking that tailbone under, coming to the left, tilting it back, right, forward, lift, right. So you have a nice diamond shape. And you can do your diamond shape in the opposite direction. Then come back to your original diamond shape and then smooth out the corners. Just come into a nice little hip motion here, waking up all those low belly organs. Get them all digested. Go ahead and come to the opposite direction. Again, isolating the movement to your hips. Get your knees in if you'd like. Then while you're doing this, if you find any spot that's maybe a bit sore or stuck, you can spend a little time in that spot. When you're all done and all ready, just give your hips a little shake back and forth. Like you had fringe tassels on your hips and you just want to give them a little shake. All right. Release any sort of tension you may have in your sit bones, any sort of tension you may have in your low back. We're gonna tuck that tailbone under. Pull, blah, 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 blah. Tuck that tailbone under right now. And we're gonna inhale those arms up into the air. Holding onto that beach ball, invisible beach ball above your head. We're gonna start by twisting. Holding that beach ball, twisting to the left from your waist. Exhaling to the front, twisting to the other side. Isolating that movement to simply your waist. Acting like it's a dish towel that you were bringing out. Back to center. We're going to tilt to the left, holding that beach ball in our arms, pushing against it. Inhale, back, center, tilt to the right. Inhale, back, center, tilt back like you're gonna throw the ball. Maybe it's back behind your head. And then on your next tilt, we're gonna bend. Holding onto that beach ball, bend forward, press that into the ground. Give it a nice forward fold. Maybe you put a lot of effort into this forward fold to get that beach ball to pop into the ground. And maybe you're a little bit more deeply folded this time. Maybe the back of your thighs are a little bit more stretched out. Maybe your knees are a little bit straighter. Check in with your jaw. Check in with the back of your neck. Make sure you can nod your head yes. You can shake your head no. Your head either no. Your arms can be either draping in front of you. You can grab your opposite elbows and sway back and forth if that feels nice. You can also interlock your hands back behind back. If you want. All right, got all that nice dripping, stretching out of the way. We can inhale the hands up to the shins for a nice long flat back. Roll forward again. And when you're ready, you're gonna gently roll up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. We can come into our sun salutations. Starting in mountain pose, lifting up on the arches of those feet. Let's inhale the arms above your head for Urdhva Hastasana. Melt those shoulders down the back. Reach those fingertips in all directions. On your exhale, we'll fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, step back, plank pose, run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a look over upward facing dog. Pressing back, down. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, place our hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward and inhaling to gently roll up to stand. Standing at mountain pose at the front of the mat. Lifting up in those arches, inhaling your arms above your head. Exhaling, folding forward, plant your hands. Don't plant your hands yet, fold forward. Inhale, hands on chins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to a plank pose. Go through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Pressing back and down dog. Breathing here. And exhale, you can hop or step forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhaling your hands on chins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward and inhaling to gently roll up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Lifting up in those arches, inhaling your hands above your head for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog and pressing back to a down dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward through a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, you can place your hands on your shins. Your nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. And inhale to gently roll up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Lifting up in those insoles. Arches, lifting up in those arches. Inhaling your hands above your head for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhale, hands on chins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to your plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees. Chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for low cobra, upward facing dog. Pressing back to a down. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, hop or step forward. You're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, place your hands on your shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. And inhale to gently roll up to stand. All right, we'll do one more like that. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat, inhaling the arms up above the head for Urdhva Hastasana. Still holding on to that visible ball. We're gonna fold forward. Plant your hands. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to your plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees. Chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra, upward facing dog. And pressing back to a down dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward through a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, you can place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward and inhaling to gently roll up to a standing pose. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Option to heel toe the feet together to come into a chair pose. You're going to inhale the arms above your head for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your bum down into a chair. On your next exhale, we'll fold forward, plant your hands, step back to your plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog, pressing back to a down. On your next inhale, you can lift the right leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhale to bend the knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Now rotate it back. So you can drop that back knee down. You'll feel a scissoring motion pulling that heel towards the knee and the knee towards the heel. Will help you balance. On your next inhale, you can lift the head, neck, and chest off of the knee, lifting the arms in the air for a gentle back bend. Option to sink in here, pulling that belly button forward. Maybe that feels nice to you, maybe it doesn't. Wow. On your next exhale, you can frame that front foot. Cut those back toes under, kick that foot forward so that both of your heels are on the mat. Grab blocks here if you'd like, or just place your hands on the mat. We're striving to pull the forehead towards the front shin. Feeling the calves stretching here, maybe the back of the thighs. On your next exhale, you can keep both feet back so you come into your plank pose. Go through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra, upward facing dog, pressing back to your down. On your next inhale, lifting that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knees, swing that foot forward, up it if you need to. You can rotate your back. No, don't rotate that back heel down. Drop that back knee down. Feel a scissoring motion between that heel pulling towards each other for balance. Lifting your head, neck, and chest off of your leg. Lift those arms into the air for a gentle back. Sit down if you'd like. Good. On your next exhale, you can frame that front foot. Tuck your back toes under and kick that back foot up about 12, 18 inches, whatever you need so that both heels are on the mat. The goal here is to pull that forehead towards the shin. Maybe you could feel a nice opening in the back of the calf or the back of the thigh. And release any props you may have. Kick both feet back so you're in your plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat, or run through your vinyasa. Lift up for a low cobra, upward facing dog. And then press back to a down dog. A few breaths in downward facing dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. Kind of forward fold at the front of the mat. Here you can gently roll up to stand. You're standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, you can lift your arms above your head for Urdhva. Exhale, fold forward. Oh, you can do that. Exhale, come into your chair pose. Breathe here, nice and deep. Exhale, fold forwards, your forward fold in front of the mat. Plant your hands, we'll step back to plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin, or in. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and press back. On your next inhale, you can lift your right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that knee, swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to. This time we'll rotate that back knee down. So you're in your wide-legged and a wonderful lunge. On your next inhale, we'll lift the arms into the air for warrior one. Keeping that outer edge of that foot glued to the mat, keeping that knee close to a 90-degree angle as you can. Your next exhale, bring your hands back behind your back, interlace your fingers behind you, and bring your shoulder down to your knee. On your next inhale, you can come back up to your warrior one. Exhale, frame that front leg, that front foot back to meet the back, come into your plank pose, run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat, inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog, exhaling back to a down. On your next exhale, and lift that left leg into the air for three-legged dog. Bend the knee, swing that foot forward, help if you need to. Rotate that back heel down into your nice, comfortable low lunge. From here, we're gonna rotate those arms up so we come into our nice, sturdy warrior one. Back foot is glued down to the mat. Front knee is as close to a 90-degree angle as we can get. On your next exhale, rotate those hands back behind you. Weird thumb on top this time. Interlace those hands and bring that shoulder down. On your next inhale, bring your arms back up to warrior one. We'll exhale to frame that front foot. Kick that front foot back to meet the back, so you're in downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank, running through your vinyasa or lowering your chest and chin to the mat, inhaling for low cobra, upward facing dog, and pressing back to a down. Deep breaths here. On your next exhale, you can hump or step forward to a forward fold. From here, we'll gently roll up to stand, so you're standing in a mountain pose at the front of the mat. All right. From here, we're gonna lift the arms into the air for Urdhva Hastasana. We're gonna sigh and bring the hands to heart center as we bend the knees, lower the bum. We're gonna bring one elbow on the outside of one knee, on the outside of the opposite knee, and come into a chair pose twist. Lowering that bum as much as possible. On your next inhale, we'll come back to the center. Exhale, bring those hands back to heart center. Twist to the opposite side. Fine. On your next inhale, you come back to center. You can fold forward. You can plant your hands. You can step back to your plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Pressing back to a down. On your next inhale, you can lift your right leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. You're gonna rotate that back heel down, so you're in a nice, sturdy, low lunge. Inhale to come back up into your warrior one. Exhale to spread out to your warrior two. Make any adjustments you may need to. Feel those arms shooting out in either direction. Feel that nice 90-degree angle in that front leg. On your next inhale, we're gonna bring that palm forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Keep that front knee in a nice 90-degree angle. We're gonna give that front knee a break, come into a triangle pose. Go ahead and bend that front knee again. We'll bring the forearm to the thigh for side angle. On your next exhale, rotate your arms down, bring that front foot, kick that front foot back to meet the back. Come into your plank pose. You can go through your vinyasa, or you can lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale, roll over upward facing dog. And exhaling back, go down dog. On your next inhale, you can lift the right or the left leg, scooping into the air for three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, swing that foot forward, but if you need to, you're gonna rotate that back heel down. When you're ready, we're gonna come into our warrior one. And open up those arms and come into your warrior two. On your next inhale, we're gonna bring that palm forward, so you can it back. Reverse your warrior. Next inhale, you can straighten out that front leg, go forward, and then down for triangle pose. On your next exhale, you can bend that front knee, come into your side angle. And when you're ready, you can windmill those arms down so you're framing your front back. Kick that front foot back to meet the back. Bring yourself to plank pose. You can run through your vinyasa, or you can lower your knees. Chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a look over, upward facing dog, and pressing back. Get over. On your next exhale, you can hump or step forward, so you forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, you can gently roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous one. All right. Standing in mom pose at the front of the mat. Let's go ahead and lift the arms into the air for Urdhva Sasana. Inhale, toe your feet together if you would like. Bend your knees and lower the bum and come into chair pose. Nice deep breath in chair pose. And then exhale to fold forward. Plant your hands here. We'll step back to our plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees. Chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog. And then press back to a down. On your next inhale, you can lift the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. We're gonna rotate that back heel down and windmill the arms up, so we're in warrior two. Bringing that arm forward and then back. Reverse your warrior. Coming back into warrior two, straightening out that knee and folding down to triangle pose. Coming back into warrior two and then down into side angle. From here, let's windmill the arms down so we're in a wide-legged forward fold at the side of the mat. You can walk those fingertips back behind you if you'd like to give yourself a little bit more of a stretch. And walk your fingertips back to the front. And then from here, we're going to leave the hands tilted in front of us and we're just going to bend one knee at a time. You can like, whatever that means to you, bending one knee at a time. You can bring that bump all the way down to the ankle if you like that. Stay up high if you like that. Just want to wake up those knees, wake up those hips. When you've had enough of that, you can walk those fingertips back. Keep this front foot back to meet the back so you're in a downward facing dog. Into your plank pose, whether you're vinyasa or lower your knees. Just adjust the back. Inhaling for a look over upward facing dog. Pressing back. Down. Breathing in down dog. Your next inhale, we're gonna bring the left leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Rotate that back heel down. We're gonna windmill the arms up into a warrior two. Front hand goes forward and then back. Reverse your warrior. Back to warrior two. Straightening up that front knee and coming down for triangle pose. Back to our warrior two. And then down to side angle. From here, you can windmill those arms down. So we're in our wide-legged forward fold again. This time we're gonna heel toe the feet in. We're gonna come into a squat, whatever that means to you. Be a wide-legged squat, narrow-footed squat. Your heels can be up, your heels can be down. You're just gonna squat. And you can remove your hands from each other, place them on the ground, push that bum back up, make our way back over. So we're in our high pose. You can lower your knees, chest and chin. Your vinyasa. Inhale for low cobra, upward facing dog, and press back. Get down. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, on your next inhale, let's roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous. All right, one more. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat, let's lift those arms above the head for Urdhva Hastasana. On your exhale, bend the knees, bring that bum down, and come into your chair pose. Exhale all the way down to a forward fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat, inhaling for a low cobra, upward facing dog, pressing back to a down. On your next inhale, you can lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Gonna rotate that back heel down. And windmill the arms up so you're in a warrior two. On your next inhale, place that palm forward and then come back to reverse your warrior. Exhale into your warrior two. Inhale to straighten the leg. Exhale to come forward and down for triangle pose. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale down to side angle pose. Gonna windmill the arms down so we're in our wide-legged forward fold again. Then we're gonna just walk the hands to either ankle. Starting with the right, walking the fingertips over to the left. Walking them back center and then walking around. Turn that front foot, kick that front foot back to meet the back so you're in your plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin. Back, inhaling for a low cobra, upward facing dog. Pressing back to a down facing dog. Your next inhale, you can lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knees, swing your foot forward, help it if you need to. You're gonna lower that back, ankle down. Then we're gonna windmill the arms up, so we're in a warrior two. On your next inhale, bring your arm forward and back, reverse your foot. Exhaling back to warrior two. Inhale to straighten out that knee and exhale down for triangle pose. Inhaling up for warrior two and exhaling down for side angle pose. And windmill those arms down and come to your wide-legged forward fold again. This time, we're gonna do another squat. And just either close to your feet are either closer together or further apart. So if you did one squat, try the other squat. And try to do Malasana. Malasana, truly your feet are together. Mine are not together, but closer than they were. Heels are touching. Right? So just enjoy a different variation of a squat. Here you can release your hands, release your bum back into the air. Walk your way over to get into your plank pose. Run through your vinyasa, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for low cobra, upward facing dog, and pressing back into the down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forwards or a forward fold with the front of the foot. On your next inhale, you can gently roll up to stand. We'll come into our balancing poses, whatever that means to you. I'm going to a tree pose, waking up the bottom of the feet, planting one foot down, kickstanding that other heel to the ankle, placing the foot against the calf, or pressing that heel against the inner thigh. Whatever variation you'd like, your hands can be on your hips at heart center or branches blowing in the breeze. And if you find a spot that's stationary to stare at, it should help you balance. Remove your foot from your leg. Give your standing leg a little shake out. Give a little massage to that outer muscle of that standing leg if you want. Wake up the bottom of that other foot. Kickstand the heel to the ankle. Place the foot against the calf or press the heel against the inner calf, as long as the foot does not make contact with the knee. Excuse me. Hands can be on your hips at heart center or branches blowing in the breeze. You can pick a stationary spot to stare at, and that should help with your balance. You're gonna remove your foot from your leg. Give a little shake out if you'd like. And give yourself a little massage on the standing leg. Coming back to the front of the mat. Standing in mountain pose. Lifting your arms above your head for Urdhva. Exhaling to fold forward, plant your hands, step back for your plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog. Press back to a down dog. Lifting that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhaling, bringing that chin forward for pigeon pose. Setting yourself up with any props you may need. Make sure that back leg is straight as a pin and go from behind you, lifting the head, neck, and chest up, and Head back, just off. Maneuver your legs around. Keep tabletop pose. Keep your hips a little shake out. Tuck those toes under, and we'll lift the left leg into the air. Up, and then you swing that shin forward. Set yourself up any way you need to. Nice and comfortable. The head, neck, and chest, and down for next inhale, you can lift your head, neck, and chest off the mat. You can maneuver into a tabletop pose. Give your hips a little shake back and forth. Back into your plank pose and lower down in one. Awesome. Then you can go ahead and turn onto your backs. Bend your knees and give your knees a nice little windshield wiper back and forth. Your feet can be as wide as your mat or wider, whichever. When you've had enough windshield wiper, and you can bring your heels so they just about raise your fingers. And you can practice just tilting your tailbone and tucking your tailbone under a few times. Lubricate up that low spine. And then when you're ready, you can tuck that tailbone under, lift your hips into the air. You can maneuver your hands behind your legs or fingers if you like. Take 3 to 5 breaths in a nice bridge pose. You can release your hands, release your spine back down to the mat. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth again. When you're ready, you can tuck that tailbone under, lift those hips into the air, come into your bridge pose. Release your hands, you can release your shoulders, you can release your spine back down to the mat. And windshield wiper those knees back and forth for a few minutes. Few seconds. When you're ready to come to stillness, you can tuck that tailbone under and come into your final bridge. Release your hands, release your spine back down to the mat. Windshield wiper your knees out back and forth. Or toes. Now when you're ready to come to stillness, we'll take the right ankle and place it on the left knee. Bring the left knee to the air. Flex both feet and release your fingers back behind your left thigh and press your right elbow on your right knee. If you're happy here, you can stay. If you can't find a spot here that's needs stretched, you can always Rock back and forth, or maybe pull your legs a little closer until you find a spot that maybe needs a little bit more breath, a little more soreness, a little more stuck, a little more pain. Release your hands from your legs, release your legs, change the crossing, lifting that opposite leg up, flexing both feet here, and releasing your hands behind your right leg, and pressing that left knee away from your left elbow. So you can find a spot that's maybe a little bit more sore stuff. Maybe you need to rotate or pull your legs closer to you. You can release your hands, release your legs, crossing over your legs. Windshield wiper out those knees a few times. I will take the right knee into the chest, nice and tight. We're gonna grab the foot, the left hand, and bring your foot over so you're kind of holding your shin like a baby. And release that opposite leg down. And if you're happy here, you can stay just like this. If not, you can release your foot from your left hand and bring your right over to the side. And maybe pass that foot back over to your left side. And maybe hug both of those knees into your chest nice and tight and drop over to the right. Placing one hand on your knees, place your other hand outstretched, other arm outstretched. Gaze can be above to the ceiling or over your opposite shoulder. Next, inhale, you can bring your hips back to the center. This time we'll send the right leg out and bring that left leg in nice and close. Grab the foot with the right hand. Hold the shin nice and close to your body. If you're happy here, you can stay. If not, you can pass the foot to the left hand. Bring it out to the left side. Then you can bring it across the body to the other hand and stretch the leg across. And your next exhale, you can bring both knees into the chest, nice and tight. And we'll drop to the other side for a gentle twist. Arms can be outstretched. Your hand can be over your knee. Your gaze can be over your opposite shoulder or towards the ceiling. Next, inhale, you go back to the center. Hug those knees into your chest, nice and tight. Rock back and forth here. Make circles with your knees. Make sure you go in both directions. Give yourself a nice little low back sun. We're gonna come into a gentle inversion, whatever that means to you. If you have a block and you'd like to sit under your sacrum, you can. You can always grab your hips and support them with a supported shoulder state. Lift your legs into the air, against the wall, whatever you'd like to do. Nice few breaths and a gentle inversion. Press your legs down, release tops you may have. Give your knees a nice little windshield wiper back and forth. Here you can grab the insoles of your feet, up into a happy baby. From here, you can work on stretching out one leg at a time. You can bring those hips down to the mat, or just rock back and forth. Ready, you can release your hands from your feet. Quick crescent. So take your legs stretching out below you, stretching out in front of you. Your arms stretch out above your head. Feel any kind of rib popping out. Fix that back in. Any sort of rotation in your shoulders you want to fix. And we'll start by taking the left ankle and we'll just cross it over the right ankle. Nice and gentle. And then we're going to take the right hand and grab the left wrist and pull left hand over like we were making a crescent move. Maybe our top half is a little bit more crescent-y than the bottom half. Release your hands from your wrist, uncross your legs, do a nice big stretch again, check in with those ribs. Now cross the opposite ankle over and grab the opposite wrist with your hand and just stretch your body over. Good crescent. And come back to center, stretch up again, nice, big, release. Release your crossing of your ankles, release your arms. Then we're just gonna relax into our final resting pose. So place your arms wherever you'd like. Place your feet wherever you'd like. I'm gonna start by breathing. And we're gonna pretend that we can feel the relaxation wash over us, starting with your toes, relaxing your big toe. second toe, your middle toe, second to last toe, pinky toe, the arch of your foot, the top of your foot, heels, relaxing your ankles, your calves and your shins. Get behind your knee, top of the knee. Washing over your quads and thighs. Coming up to your hips, relaxing the hips round, down. Relaxing your low back. Relaxing your belly. All the organs take within it. Relaxing your ribs and your mid back. Relaxing your entire rib cage, front and back. Relaxing your shoulders, clavicle. Relaxing your arms, your elbows, forearms, your wrists. Relaxing your thumb, pointer fingers, middle finger, ring finger. Relaxing your throat. Relaxing the back of the neck. Relaxing your jaw. Relaxing your ears. Relaxing your skull. Relaxing your eyes and their sockets. All the way to the tippy top of your head. Begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. With small movements in your fingers and toes. So that. And same slow, belly motion. Roll over. Your arms. Stand up. Sit up. Comfortable seat. We'll close with one over. Bring your hands together for all. And okay. Samista. So good. Bhavatu. Namaste.